So welcome back, and if you've seen one of my most recent videos, you've probably seen this, which is the HALLER BEATALL that I unboxed. Now, I've done a bit of stuff to it since recording that. I did it all off camera, but I'm going to show you what I did. So first of all, I actually managed to get the bow of this sorted out. I'll show you that in a second, but I also serviced the movement and got it working and keeping time. And it is a very, very, very good alarm clock. I haven't tested it out, but I can just tell you, because of the functions of it, it makes it cool. And first of all, that is down to the very ingenious type of bow this has, where you can shut the alarm off. Now what I did was, remember I said that this bow was from another clock and it would not work in these. Well, what I've done is I've actually, if I can get it out, I've actually modified it so that it does actually function in this. And if I can get it out again, I think I'll have to sort of... I mean, it's good that it's not coming out, but I wouldn't mind it to come out right now. I'll show you in a future or something. Yeah, I'll have to open it up. I'm going to do that anyway. So yeah, I've cleaned up the glass, cleaned up the dial, and yeah, it's a very, very, good thing. Unfortunately, however, the external condition of it is not perfect. I mean, as you can see, it's very sort of paint bubbly, bit rusty, and most importantly, that hole there should be a little peg, and that is what the hammer of the alarm strikes up against to make it ring. So with this back on it, and with nothing in there, it won't be able to do its original loud alarm noise. So yeah, there's this, but luckily I've also got this over here, and I also managed to rummage around, because this is literally just a case now, the movement's long gone in there, but I did have it when it was complete, sadly. So that means after a bit of rummaging around, I actually found all the original control knobs for this. So that means I can put them back on. But I'm just going to pop it open to show you inside, because I didn't do that. I usually do, but it's not difficult to open. There we go. Now, as you can see, it is it's a movement, of course, but I think this is a Kienzler design, because I think in 1928, I did a bit of research, in 1928, Kienzler acquired, somehow, HALLER AG, which is the brand of this. As you can see, the logo on the alarm dial up there, if I can just focus on it. There we go. Yeah, so it's that, but the ingenious part is really on the case. So I wonder if I can... I'd like to show you this. Right, there we go. So, got the bow out. Now, what I've done is I have actually did a bit of engineering, and I filed half of the width of this down, so it's no longer like a circle profile, it's a semicircle. And I did it, and this is purely guesswork, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just did it because I thought it would work, and as far as how deep it was down the rod, that was a complete guess. I probably should have thought about it more, but luckily I got it first time. And that means there's enough notch for it to work, but also a bit of a lip on the edge there where there isn't a notch, so it doesn't just fall out. And I'll show you what that means. So, as you can see, and I've actually got the one from the blue one, this is the way the alarm is stopped. Let's just keep focusing, there we go. So as you can see, this is one of the holes for the bow, and inside it is this thing that moves up and down. Now if I just open this up, we can see there's a spike coming out the back of it, and on the other end of the spike is a little button, and that button is inside the bow, and there would be a spring, as I found out in the red one. I didn't even realise there was supposed to be one. I was wondering how it worked. Yeah, there's a spring that goes around there and is held in between the case of the clock, which goes in between the nut and here, and that stops it from coming out and keeps the spring in there. So then we've got this thing which is sprung up against there. Now, in order to turn off the alarm, you'd need the bow, which has this notch on it. And with this being sprung, you can see that it, being the fact that it always wants to press up against the bow, the notch means that when it is, if you look at my thumb moving up and down, when the bow is up, the alarm is on, but when it's down, the spike pushes down, and that blocks the hammer from moving. And I'll demonstrate that by putting it back in again. It's a bit of a pain to put back in again because of the spring inside there, and you need to sort of manipulate it a little bit, so I'm just going to get a screwdriver and do that. But yeah, this is a good movement to service. Shame I didn't get it right the first time around, is all I can say. Nearly there. It's a real fiddly job, this. Did I get it? Yeah, I think I got it. Just tighten that back up again. So yeah, as you can see, unlike a regular bow on a clock, which would just fall down with gravity, this one is sprung. Oops, no back on this. Sprung so that it always wants to go up, unless it's too far down, of course. And if you see inside, the spike I was talking about, which is in there, will move in and out with the bow, and that means that I've managed to file it in such a way that it works perfectly. So I will demonstrate that now by turning the alarm to the right time. What a brilliant idea! Because let's say you're in bed or something and you want to turn off the alarm, can't bother to find the button on the back or the top or something, you just slam down on the top of the thing. Why is it not doing it? Probably because it's not wound up. Oh no. There we go. And you could do it from behind you as well if you really wanted to. So I think that is a brilliant design for an alarm clock. And I thought, yeah, that's a really cool design. But not only that, this clock also has some other functions to it. For example, let's say that you are... hang on, I'll just put these controls back on. Because these are the original ones that were with the blue one. I assume they're the same for the red one as well. But yeah, put them back on before I carry on explaining. Don't know which one goes where. I think it's this one. These rotate in the opposite direction. There we go. Yeah, let's say, oops, so that's just me being clumsy, that you are in a hotel and it's not usually where you are, and then the bedside table, the nightstand, is much higher than usual and you can't see the time. Well, HALLER have got a very interesting feature, because if you can see, the leg on the back of this, I don't know if this is the intended purpose of this or not, but the leg on the back is actually poseable. So you can have it normal sitting height, or angle rather, but you can sort of move it to look down on you. And I think that's a great feature as well. Although it does have a tendency to fall over if you give it a light tap. That's not really the normal circumstance. But yeah, what a great design. And I'm absolutely, amazed that, number one, I've actually got one that works, because ever since this one became kaput, I've felt really bad, because I knew it was going to have good potential. But yeah, to have a working one, and to actually have engineered a working alarm mechanism, stopping mechanism myself, I'm very, very happy. And I'm proud of myself as well. Also, this being a luminous one, this is the second ever luminous one of these I've ever seen. They're not exactly common clocks, but you do find a few. But they're usually the plain dial ones like this. But to find a luminous one, with the dial in such good condition as well, the only other one I've seen had a different shaped hour hand on it or something. I didn't save any pictures of that. But yeah, overall really happy. So the big question I'm going to ask you as viewers is what's going to happen with this. I mean, this one does have the peg in the back, and it is cosmetically in pretty, fair condition, I'd say, apart from that side. From this angle, it's perfect. From this angle, not so much, but, better than having 360 degrees of not so good. So, do you think I should put the movement inside this case, or put it in that one? I mean, usually I would just put it in this one. However, my heart is not in the same place as my head, because although this is in much better condition, I just love red. I love the red clock. I don't really have many red clocks, but then I don't really have many blue ones either, to be honest. But to have a red, I love a red clock, and it's got a nice bit of age to it. But yeah, there's that, and there's also the dial. Do I fulfill the avenge the original and put the original dial and hands? I've still got the hands. What do the hands look like? Or do I just stick with the luminous one? Because it is more unusual, and I do like the luminous one. However, there's something really nice looking about the plain dial ones of these. The way the numbers are drawn and everything. There's just a rummage around. I know they're in there somewhere. My little thing of hands. Yeah, there's one. And there's the other. Alright, so these hands are the originals, and they look quite nice. I'll sort of put them down like that so you can see what it might have looked like. Like that. So yeah, good looking clock. Woo! But yeah, I'd like to hear what you think. Shall I just keep it as it is and have the red with the luminous, or have the blue case with either dial? I don't know. I just don't think the luminous dial will work with the blue. Who knows? You probably do. Thanks for watching.